What's up, man? So, I'm about to jump into my workout really quick, but I just finished up my walk, getting ready to jump into my workout here out in the front yard. People do think I'm kind of weird when they see me slinging metal around. But right before I get into my workout, I wanted to jump on really quick. And if you're new to my channel, if you're new to following any of my material, or if you've been following my material for any period of time, you notice that I've been talking about kind of focusing a lot of our attention towards helping men. And that's just a calling that I felt for a long time. Over the last decade working with people, I noticed that there was a big gap, kind of like in the world of men. Men weren't showing up as well as they should be. So I made it basically my mission now, as I've got now 2 small children. I'm heading into 13 years of marriage. I've made it my mission to help men create balance between work, family, and how to have that personal alone time so they can focus on themselves, get in shape in less than a couple hours per week. And ultimately what that does is it allows them to have more time, because when you have time for yourself, you're going to be able to, which I'm going to get to in a minute, align the 5 elements of a strongman. Okay? So when you have that time and you've got a strategy on how to do this, it allows you to be more present with your wife and your kids. It allows you to create memories with them that they'll never forget, right? And so what makes what we do so unique is we focus on helping men balance the 5 elements of what we've identified, the 5 elements of a strongman, right? It's our 5S system. So that is strong in mind, strong in body, strong in emotion, strong in spirit, strong in community, okay? And it's more effective than anything you've ever experienced out there. You compare it to anybody else in the health and fitness space, compared to any of our competitors. Why it's so different from what they offer is because, they just focus on workouts and eating, which is great. It's a large foundation. It represents about 6% of your day. And that 6% of your day goes a long way. But what about I choked on my own spit there. Choked in my own damn spit. Anyway, back to the topic. What about the rest of your humanity? What about being strong in the mind? What about being strong in your emotions? I mean, if you think about it, like 10 to 20% of the tactical pieces of life, 10 to 20% of those pieces, 10 to 20% of life is the tactical pieces. Doing the workouts, going to work, building the business. That's like 10 to 20% of the battle. The other 80 to 90% of the battle is protecting your mind. How to control your emotions, how to use those emotions to your benefit, right? So, how do you power the 5 elements of a strongman? And that's what I want to share with you today. I'm going to share with you one of our 3 mechanisms. Mechanism number 1 to power the 5 elements of a strongman is what we call a less is more strategy following a T.R.T workout system. Okay, so mechanism number 1 to powering the 5 elements of a strongman is what we call a less is more strategy using a T.R.T training system. So why a less is more approach? Why is that important? Well, a less is more approach. Less is more. That's our whole entire foundation. My entire philosophy is less is more. So less is more leads to repeatability. Less is more, less moving pieces, minimalist type equipment, body weight, kettlebell, minimalist type equipment leads to repeatability. And repeatability leads to consistency. And as you're more consistent, you're going to see results regularly on autopilot. You're going to have more time to do things that you enjoy versus being a slave to a gym every single day, right? That's not your purpose in life, is to be in the gym every single day, all day long. An hour a day, 5-6 days a week. That's not your purpose. Your purpose is you're working to lead your family, right? So when you follow that less is more approach, you're starting to see results on autopilot. You're going to remain consistent because you're seeing results, and you start to create this new cycle. So if you haven't heard me talk about it, I talk about the concept of your toxic cycle. We all have our own toxic cycle. And it starts with our thoughts, our limiting beliefs, and that limiting belief starts to lead to a story about ourselves, and then that story about ourselves leads to us not taking action towards our goals. And then we don't take action on our goals, so we have more stories. So we've developed what we call a toxic cycle in our system. And so when you follow a less is more approach, you ultimately start to leave the toxic cycle and you start to enter into your next level. You start to enter into your better man, soul-powered cycle. From there, some magical things start to happen. Okay? So that's what I wanted to share with you today. One of the mechanisms that we use, there's 3 of them. One of the mechanisms that we use to power the 5 elements of a strongman. Because if any of those elements are out of balance, strong in mind, body, spirit, emotions, community, if any one of those are out of balance, the wheel of your life that we talk a lot about in our system, the wheel of life, what's at the center of your wheel of life? I did a lesson on this. Go into my feed. I did a brief lesson of what that wheel of life looks like. The wheel of life doesn't roll very well if one of those elements are missing. So mechanism number 1 to powering the 5 elements of a strong man, to become a more balanced man so you can balance work, family, personal, alone time to do more of what you enjoy and not be enslaved into a gym, is you need to take a less is more approach to pretty much everything, but specifically to your workouts. And I'm going to get more into that tomorrow, where I'm going to talk about our T.R.T system. I'm going to break that down more tomorrow, so be sure to tune in for tomorrow. But here's the thing, all right? Tonight, I'm doing a free training inside of our community Facebook group. I'm doing a free live stream on 5 principles that you're going to need to balance the 5 elements of a strong man. 5 principles you're going to need to get in shape, look better, feel better, and ultimately show up like the man that you've been called to be. All right, so if you want in on that free live stream, I'm doing it tomorrow night at 7 Central. Tomorrow night at 7 Central. I'll drop the link in the comments. All you got to do is request to join the group. From there, I'll add you, and I have reminders set up to remind you so you don't forget. Okay, so I'm going live in the group tomorrow night, 7 Central. All right, so quick recap. To power the 5 elements of a strong man, you need to take a less is more approach following a T.R.T workout system. You're probably wondering, what the heck is a T.R.T workout system? I'm going to get more into that tomorrow before we head into our live stream for tomorrow night. All right, so that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you. I got to bounce. I'm going to get ready to knock out my training session for the day and start prepping for our live stream for tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll drop the link in the comments for the free live stream tomorrow night in our community Facebook group, our Gang of Better Men Facebook group. Be sure to join that, and I'll see you tomorrow. Done.